real life.
Hi, welcome back to Blockchain Army, the leading media agency on the space that aims to promote the adoption of blockchain technology for a lot of projects. I'm Kristen, and I'll be the host for our live AMA session today with SkyDOS and the representatives from the project. So first of all, I'll be going through our giveaway announcement first. We are hosting two interesting giveaways. The first one is the pre-live giveaway. That's where I'm gonna announce the winners by the end of this live, and those winners will gain $100 for themselves. The second one is the in-live giveaway, where I'll pick 5 questions from the live chat, and those 5 chosen people will receive $100 as well. And again, we are broadcasting from the Marmy YouTube channel. So if you're new here, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for other interesting videos as well. And right now, we'll go ahead to greet our guests today. So, hi, Kenji and Professor Martin. Would you like to introduce a little bit about yourself here and the reason why you're here today?
Absolutely. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Kenji, and I am the CEO of SkyDOS at the moment. And yeah, my background, just to give you a brief introduction, I guess, about myself. I used to be, still kind of am, a video game developer. My background comes from developing video games, managing projects in the field in Japan. I'm currently based in Japan. That's where I live right now. And yeah, my background comes from 10 plus years at this point. It's been that long, actually. And that's where my experience comes from. And then I moved on to doing some consulting work. And then naturally, I started to dip my toes into the marketing strategy part of things, in the field of things. And of course, Web3 being the next big thing. And it was only natural that we start a project in this field. And here I am today trying to get the word out about SkyDOS and introduce everybody to this new exciting project.
Yeah, glad to have you here today. So, Martin, would you like to speak for yourself now?
Sure, thank you. So my name is Martin. I'm a professor of strategy and innovation, and I have more than 25 years of experience in the industry. Currently, I'm CEO of a couple of other companies in smart contracts and blockchain, and I'm also the director of global development for SkyDOS. So today is a pleasure to be here with you guys and answer your questions and talk about current developments. Thank you.
Thank you for your introduction. So right now, I would love to hear about your project, SkyDOS. So first of all, what's the meaning of this project's name, and where did you guys, like get the idea of it?
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, I'm very happy to answer that one. Actually, we conceived SkyDOS as a response to today's society because we feel that like we are living in a world that is not working anymore as it's supposed to work, and we work kind of a corporate slave today, where we go to to the office from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and it's something that really people don't like anymore, and we want to change. We want things to be different. So SkyDOS is a response to what is happening, and actually is a way where people have an unlimited life, unlimited possibilities, and they can make their dreams come true. So that's actually what SkyDOS is about. It's a digital world that shows, a place that is much more um, fair, much more safe than the current world, and possibilities are unlimited.
Great. Kenji, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, so that's basically what the why as to why we're developing Skydos is we're tired, and I don't, nobody wants to be, of course nobody wants to be the slaves, nobody wants to be the slave master. We don't want to create this society where people are confined to these schedules, and we want to basically to create a world where possibilities are granted, where people or can fulfill their dreams basically. And of course there's a lot of talk that goes about that, but I guess in general, it's everything what Martin just said, pretty much. And we that's and I guess we'll move as we move on. I'll get to explain in detail, or through the questions. I guess I can start to reveal more of how exactly it is that we're going to do. What are the means and how? What are the measures that we're going to take in order to make this all happen? But basically, our goal here is to make that the relief, make that leap towards the next, to basically escape the current situation that we're placed in, where not not everybody is exactly happy with how they not exactly everybody is happy with the kind of life they're living. And because with every time there's a new innovation and technology, when there's a new update in the world, basically, especially on the technological side of things, there's always that paradigm shift, and it's happening right now. It's happening, and we have to seize the opportunity here. Is that because otherwise, if we get left behind, and we don't want people to be left behind, so we want this to be an accessible platform to people. We want Skydos to be this virtual metaverse land of virtual opportunities. And I'm sorry. I think I'm just gonna keep going and get ahead of myself. So I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. But lots of exciting stuff to talk about today.
Great. So yeah, that's quite a brief introduction about SkyDOS. So I've seen I've talked to some of your Vietnamese members, and I just happen to know that you are based in Japan. So how did you guys, how did the team all met up, and how did you work together, especially in a situation like this? And like how many members and how many positions are there in the team right now?
Mhm, mhm. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you. So that's, I think there's multiple answers that I have in that question there. There's a lot of detail I could cover there. So the company I'm with is called Gianti, and we're a Japan-based company, as you've so kindly mentioned. And our background comes from developing games, especially in the telecommunications side of the platform. So we basically developed web services way before even smartphones were a thing. It, I keep bringing this joke up that did you know that there were phones before the iPhone and the Android devices? But yeah, we used to develop a network on that platform, and then yeah, and
Wow,
then
that's
we
cool.
naturally, yeah, we've been around for quite a while.
Mhm.
And then as the age of the smartphone arrived, we started developing applications for that platform as well. And then naturally, gaming became the next big thing for us. And then we had the privilege to, of course, release games on our own, but also be a part of larger projects by AAA studios that previously were developers on popular home consoles that I'm not exactly sure how much I'm allowed to speak on air, but so we've been working. So through that, we were able to work with a bunch of AAA studios. Our company has always been a Japan/Vietnam based company. So about I'd say 30 to 40% of our staff is based in Japan, and then the other 60 to 70% of staff is based in Ho Chi Minh City. And so we already had that kind of international development tag team situation going on there. And then as we moved on to more of the game developing side, we got to meet some very cool people. We got to meet some very cool investors. And then, of course, as again, our company kept moving on with the whole as the advancement of the web progressed through the flip phones, through the iPhones, and then we kind of moved on to the console gaming, PC gaming, and then whole network. So telecommunications again has always been our thing, and naturally Web3 was on our radar, and we got to talk with a group of cool people who were really interested in our development strategy. The fact that we have a multinational team, the fact that we have people who are fluent in different languages, and I don't mean just languages in terms of Vietnamese or Japanese or English. I'm talking about like in programming and just fluent in anything that's necessary when it comes to developing games and developing a platform. And we were lucky enough to meet some of our investors, our main investors like Head Capital and May Ventures and UG Ventures and Spaceship and Easy Chain here with Professor Martin, CRVN Capital, Stetch, and everybody and all these cool investors that were interested in our project. And that's when the whole I mean, we've been talking about the whole there needs to be a new platform that where we could do this. It all starts from like simple ideas like this people should be able to do this online, or this should be a feature that could be accessible online, or why aren't we able to be get certified for a degree on like why are we still relying on little plastic cards to prove that yes I can drive a car, or or I'm a professional in a specific field. I mean we're living in an age where cars can drive themselves and we're still relying on plastic cards and like piece of papers to prove that I've been to a school. And so we were like talking
Mm.
about how this should be on chain, that should be on chain. This could totally be done better online or in a metaverse. And then it just came naturally. It's like, why don't we just make our own metaverse and make all that happen? So that's kind of how the whole idea came together, and that's how we kind of got to meet these cool people. And then naturally, when we started talking with our investors and partners, they started mentioning that, if you're going to do this stuff, we should probably bring in experts on this field, or we should probably bring in experts from that field. And that's how we got to meet a bunch of our other cool members that I really I don't think I have the time to mention everybody, but we have so many cool people from so many different fields. And what I can definitely on my part is that guarantee, or I mean not guarantee, but like talk about is on our staff and on the Japan side of things, just because I'm in Japan right now, is that we have some pretty big names that have been working with major studios in the past who decided to start their own company that are working with us, and we're really glad and privileged to have them on our team. And we have a great staff all across the globe right now that's really quick on the uptake. And then if a new direction or a new plan emerges, we'll immediately adapt. And it's only possible because we have so many people that are experts in so many different fields. And right now we're about a team of like 100 to 200 people, roughly around 200 people, and we're located all around the globe. So literally, because of the time difference, we are working 24/7 pretty much. Somebody at some point's always awake. So that's kind of how the team is. That's kind of how we met. That's kind of the backstory of how Skydoze came together. I'm was I might have been a little too vague, but that I think in just a brief nutshell, that's kind of how I guess that's as much I can explain as to with the given time that how Skydoze came to be.
Yeah, I totally get the idea here. So I can see that the scale of the team is quite huge, and that's very impressive. Like I see how like each member has a thick background and like
Mm,
very experienced in their own field, and that's amazing for a really new project to come together like
very
this.
lucky to have them. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so together as a whole team, what products are you guys working on right now at the moment, and what plans do you have in mind for now for Skydo's?
Of course, of course. So when it comes to building a metaverse, it's kind of difficult to say that we're only good in one field, or because naturally a metaverse is a place where, and of course, we saying that it's a place with unlimited possibilities mean that we need to offer as many options to the users as possible, and we because we want to give them that freedom, and we want people to be free on our platform. So just to get list off a few features, we'll have, of course, being a metaverse, we have an avatar system. We've already been talking with Wolf 3D, who are the makers behind Ready Player Me, so that option's already there. So users already get to communicate with their pre-existing avatar if they already have an account with Ready Player Me, if they already have a Ready Player Me account. But that's just really just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, so of course, yes, we're gonna have avatars and communications there, but of course we're going to have NFT real estate in the metaverse, an NFT marketplace, so users can trade their NFTs, and the NFTs don't even have to be from our platform. They can bring in their own NFTs from, so basically we want people to trade on our platform. And then I guess to add in a little more features, I guess a cool feature that I want to mention here is that so I don't know if you've ever had the hassle to have had the struggle where you're trying to trade an NFT or you're trying to purchase an NFT off of a site, and then you like accidentally hit the refresh button, and then that axie that you were looking at just went away and you into the abyss and you couldn't find it anymore. or you're trying to talk with the person, you're trying to trade with that person, he's like, okay, I'll have it listed at this time, so you, hey, go ahead and purchase it at this rate. Or you're trying to put it on an auction, and then it was a much more valuable NFT than it was sold for, and you were this all happens because the reason why this all happens is because the fact that you're trading in one window, you're trying to talk with another person in another, and you're trying to manage your wallet at the same time, and so you're constantly flipping through different tabs and you're trying to go through different wallets. And our NFT marketplace is going to be this extension of our metaverse, so it's going to be a part of the metaverse itself. So basically, if you would picture something like without naming any specific names, but if you would picture like any mainstream MMORPG, for instance, when you want to trade an item with a person, you'll just open up your inventories and you'd swap items. And the beauty of it is that you never have to leave the platform. You could just do so within. So that's another cool feature that we're going to go ahead and add. Um, and we're going to have many virtual events, of course, because we're going to have the land for sale, for rent. There's going to be virtual events that are going to be hosted by personal or corporations. We're going to have an ad system to optimize the. So basically, if you're a landowner, you'll get to place buildings on your land. Then you can lend out spaces on the sides of buildings as like ad spaces. So users can go ahead and borrow those and place ads on the side of buildings, and these will be kind of cool, more on the cool ads, like kind of the ads you would see in movies that are like kind of holographic, 3D, pop out, engage with actual users. We're also going to plan on releasing our own launch pad so that users who are new to the field will get to, again, start a new business perhaps with us, and they could do so entirely within our platform, again removing the hassle of having to okay, so in order to do this, I need to have this token from that wallet from this service, and then I need to talk with this person at the same time. Like, if it's all converged onto one platform, the pain is gone, the hassle's gone, and it'll be a lot more smooth and an easier experience. And that's kind of what we're going for. We'll be introducing NFT builder tools so that users can generate their own NFTs. I can, and we'll have our own DAO system, and of course we're going to provide SDKs for this. So the list kind of goes on and on. And so to give you just an idea of what we're trying to do, and this, of course, with this many features comes hefty, amazing amounts of copious amounts of work that needs to be done. So this isn't going to be some 1 year plan, or so. It's not going to be something instantaneous. It's going to be a long-term investment. It's going to be a long-term development.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm already way ahead of myself. I've extended my welcome here.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
But that's just, I guess, some of the features that I can give you an idea of what SkyDOS is going to be like.
Cool.
Features,
So yeah. So for the next part of our talk, so which like which area or which milestone that you guys are focusing right now, and what plan for the team to expand on that even more to the global market or international users? Like, can you explain that?
I'm sorry, the first part the audio kind of cut out on my end. Could you repeat the first part of the question? I'm sorry.
Sure. Yeah. So I was asking like which area or like which field or which milestone that you guys are focusing the most on right now at the moment.
Oh, at
And
the moment, yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now our goal is because we're a multi-year development. This isn't something we're not trying to develop something quick and something that's like low in quality. What we're trying to develop is a rich experience, and of course this is going to take time, and that's why we don't want to like monetize everything and try to have users to cover the expenses. What we're trying to do is, we want users to have fun on our platform. We want users to just engage with us, enjoy the platform with us, and see the possibilities that we see in Web3 with us. So our current focus right now is to find means and ways to introduce our platform to the community. We're constantly researching what people would like to see from us, what people would like to see from Web3 in general. So right now, our focus in development is to basically, as cheap as this may sound, but our goal right now is to see if we can provide, as SkyDOS as a whole, as a platform, what we can provide to the community. In terms of so right now it's so our focus is like researching the community, researching the people who are interested in Web3 and the metaverse, and researching what people would like to see on our platform. And by through this research, we're going to prioritize what features we're going to add into SkyDOS first, so that users can have that. Again, we want the users to be hyped about our platform. We want the users to be happy on our platform. So we're going to try to accommodate the user's request as much as possible first. So we're going to try to host events that'll that users would like to see, like virtual live sessions, virtual art galleries, entertainment basically on the platform, so that there's a reason for it. It's not an empty land that users just have. We want the platform to be exciting. We want there to be content. We want there to be entertainment. So right now our two-pronged strategy is trying to research what the users want, and then try to provide that in forms of events in our virtual platform that will be coming around the corner, so that SkyDOS is a place where users have something to do, of course, and then enjoy the platform first. And of course, we're going to introduce a lot of mechanics, NFT trading, staking, NFT real estate, land leasing and whatnot. But we don't want users to have to think about that stuff at the moment. At first, we just want people to come on our platform and have a good time, basically. So right now our focus is finding out how users can just have a good time and implement that in our platform. So that's our focus right now.
Yeah. So customer service first, huh?
Of course, always first.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we pretty much touch base on a lot of topics for Skydoze here, but I would love to hear some of the viewers' questions about the project right now. So shall we move on to the Q&A section?
Sure.
Okay. So we have 5 questions in total for you.
Okay.
And so the first one that we've picked out is from the person with the username of Ming1199. So he asks, why doesn't Skydoze sell public sale, IDO to attract the community? What exchange do Skydoze plan to list SDC on?
Okay, so the latter part, I think I can answer first. To be very so because it's a pretty specific answer that we have. So right now, Skydo's coin is already available on the market. We're on Coin Tiger and Fiveroy. And
Mm,
we are still talking with other partners who are helping us getting us on the market so that users can, if they're not unfamiliar with the platform, they'll have a more they'll have more options to choose from, basically. So that's, I guess, the
mhm.
latter part of the question. And the first part was, why doesn't Skydos make public sales, or are we going to make public sales? I might have missed the question. Was it why, or are we?
Um, he said, why doesn't schedule sell public
Why
sale?
doesn't? Okay, so okay, that's kind of a tricky question. So because the reason why I say this is because we are going to sell our land publicly. That's literally coming around the corner. I can't give an exact date yet, but
Mhm.
that's coming right around the corner. So when it comes to why, I guess the answer, I mean, it kind of an indirect answer is that we are going to sell land publicly. That's coming right around the corner. So stay tuned. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, or all our media outlets. And make sure that you follow us so that you can follow up on the information. So we are going public. Our sales are going to be public and available to the public. But of course, we'll be in very limited quantities, and part of that is because we don't want any sudden inflation, of course. And we also, users who decide to invest with us. We don't want. We've seen one too many times where a platform will release something and they'll open the floodgates, basically, and then mass users come in and mass users make purchases, and then the price for the tokens skyrocket or whatnot, and then the mass dumping starts after that, and then
Mhm.
so the price would just there is that initial spike, and then an immediate deflation. I'm sorry, an immediate inflation happens, and then the market crashes, and we don't want any of that to happen. So we're going to have a very controlled system. So our sales are going to be kind of systematic. It's going to be strategic. So there'll be very limited quantities. But even if you miss out on the first sale, we're going to continue on down the road. We're going to have multiple launch windows, so that users have the ability to invest with us. And again, I'm sorry if the why part, if I hadn't covered the why part too clearly, but I guess I this is kind of a better answer, I guess, in a way, that we
Yeah,
are
it
going
is.
public.
It
It's
is.
coming around the
Yeah.
corner, so stay tuned, I guess, is what I could say for now.
Great. Yeah, I think the person asked this might have missed the information. That's why they thought you
Right,
guys wouldn't
right.
go. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, we're
So
definitely,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, it's definitely happening. Public sales,
yeah,
definitely.
you gave a really, very great answer. So yeah, I have to give you credit for that. Um,
Thank
so for the second question, so 122. So this person asks, many games tend to cooperate with gaming guild projects to popularize gameplay and attract more users. So how is Skydos orient oriented on this?
you. Mm-hmm. So, in terms of gaming guilds, so this kind of goes into a lot of a lot of partner contracts that I have, that I kind of have my hands tied to answer this question. I can answer portions of it, but my hands are
Mhm,
kind of tied when it comes to how much information I'm allowed to give out. So
mhm,
our company, are actually, one of our one of our partner companies is called SkyDOS Tech. We're kind of focused on developing uh, play to earn mechanics, basically mini games within the SkyDOS platform. And through our partners, we luckily had many. Partners who are interested to develop little games for us, who are interested in listing their games on our platform. And so I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted here for a second. That's right. So yeah, yeah, a lot of our partners have the. So I guess that's kind, in a way, nothing official. Like, we're not like an official gaming guild or whatnot, but we have this. Literally, we have a guild of developers that are developing mini games for us. Not just mini games, but some of these games are kind of exciting. I'm actually in charge of some of the projects too that are not that are big enough to be its own platform. So how I guess Skydos is oriented in this is that because we're it kind of goes back to what I said earlier, where we're trying to become a launch pad, and basically we want Skydos to be this platform for many different kinds of content within the metaverse. We want to be this gateway slash hub for all these content. So how we orient ourselves is that I guess we're trying to be kind of like the App Store for iPhone, or like the Play Store for Google. Is that of course, down the road, this isn't something immediate, but we want to be a plant. So we want to not at the center, but we want to be kind of like under the developers, so that we can lift the developers up, so that they get to develop on our platform, and then not have to worry about, okay, so where should I list my new game and whatnot, so that everything can be all within the Skydos metaverse. So I guess I don't know. This is kind of a weird way to answer the question, but I guess how we orient ourselves is like underneath the developers or underneath game developers. This might not be the answer that this person was looking for, and for that I'm very sorry. But I think that's how I would answer that. I mean, that is how I answer the question. So I'm gonna stick with
Well, it
that for
makes
now.
sense to me. So,
Okay.
okay, yeah. So I think that was kind of an okay answer to this question. So yeah, thank you for asking, and also thank you for your answer, Kenji. So for the third question, we're moving on to. So Jun CK asks, is is it possible to trade NFTs in Skydos? If we own an NFT land, how can I trade them?
Okay, so that's a question that's straightforward for me, for our platform, really. So the first part, can we trade NFTs? Yes, and I may have already touched this earlier, and if so, this person probably can read the future, or joined in late. But no, yes, our we are going to. Yes, NFTs are going to be tradable on our platform, and this doesn't have to be NFTs that come from our platform. It's that's kind of the goal here, is that so we want to bring multiple experiences onto one platform, so that users don't have to jump between different platforms. We want the experience to be painless. We want the experience to be seamless. We want the experience to be immersive. So not only will you get to trade NFTs within the platform, you will also eventually you'll get to do so. VR is actually a very strong field that our project is in. We're going to add in VR support for the platform. So literally, you'll get to trade NFTs with the person in front of your eyes. And I believe the question extended to will the lands be tradable
Tradable.
in
Yeah.
Skydos? Yeah. And yes, land is definitely tradable, and we kind of want that to be kind of a, for the long-term investors and the big-term investors. We want that to be we want land to be basically a way to seek possibilities, because in real life you could do so much with land, and the virtual world only makes it, if real life land is three-dimensional, the virtual land is four-dimensional. You can do so many different things that you can't do in real life. And of course you have the traditional lease the land to a person, trade different locations with other persons. Basically, this will come in forms of the rights to the land, and by trading the rights to the land, you'll then have the ability to modify the land, place your own NFTs or place buildings on there, and that's when you get to start renting ad spaces on your buildings or whatnot, or host events. Again, this goes back to the whole, we want people, we want scholars. This is kind of where unfortunately Martin can't be here with us anymore, but this is kind of where Professor Martin comes in, and it's more of his expertise. But so we want virtual land to kind of extend into the fields of like academia. We want people to be able to not just get educated, but also certified on the virtual platform. And we want these lands to be an ultimate form of exploring possibilities. So it's like you go to a virtual school, you get virtually certified, and then that certificate can extend into the real world, taking down more boundaries. So you might learn how to scuba dive online, and then you get to do so offline, and just cool possibilities. And that all is only possible through the NFT land. So that was a huge detour, but going back to the question, It was is NFT land also tradable, and how you trade them is again within the platform, and you'll trade rights with other people, and that's how. Yeah, so NFT trading is possible, and NFT land is also tradable, all within the platform, and it's going to be as painless as possible. It'll be literally within a window and just drag and drop or something. Well, not exactly drag and drop, but a few clicks away, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that probably will be the next step of Skydoze. I mean, the big next step for you guys. And I think that a lot of people are expecting this as well, since you guys are, like gonna be an NFT metaverse platform. So
Mhm,
yeah, this is like a really big thing for those who've been waiting to see this happen.
mhm,
So
mhm,
thank you for that response. And
mhm,
we're moving on to the fourth question.
mhm.
Aaron 186 asks, idle game usually does not require the player to manipulate much and is quite simple. This is easy to get
Mhm,
boring after playing
mhm.
for a while. Can Skydogs limit that drawback?
That's an excellent question. So this is where it's kind of a challenge on our part because again, our background kind of comes from, well, a good portion of our team, of our entire team comes our background comes from game development, and without naming any names, we absolutely agree with the whole, idle games are boring. It's and of course there's a lot of companies put twists to it to make games interesting, and I actually am kind of a heavy player in AFK arena, so I can't really entirely, or I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to name games like that. But I'm sorry, but yeah, no. So a lot of companies do put these efforts into making even the idle games interesting. So we're definitely seeking possibilities in kind of that field where there are different ways to make idle games interesting, and that usually comes in the form of like breeding a specific character or trading specific characters. But of course, even that has its limitations, and eventually users will grow tired of it. And that's why our strategy here is to not just focus on one game to play in Skydos. That kind of comes into the whole earlier where I explained how Skydos is trying to be a platform for all these different types of games. And of course, we alone have our hands kind of filled with building the platform. So that's why we have a different company that develops games for us. And these will come in batches. We'll have many different kinds of games. So of course, we will have. I'm not going to hide that. I'm going to be honest. We will have idle type games, but we will also have different kinds of games like race games. Action games, platformers. These will all come in, be developed by different studios and different companies that are willing to use us as their launch pad. And yeah, basically, so yes, I agree personally to the fact that idle games on their own do have a tendency to get bored. So how our attempt at removing that drawback is by providing options, and our experience in game development hopefully can direct these games in the right direction, where it's not just a boring sit down and wait and see what happens. Hopefully our knowledge and our skills can help direct these games and develop exciting new field games and new exciting in forms in all these different kinds of exciting forms, so that users won't grow bored. So I guess it's kind of a cheating answer, I guess, but is that so our we're not gonna find the antithesis to the idle games. I guess our direct response to that is that we're going to provide options so that users don't have to stick with idle games, that there will be different ways to be involved in gaming and play to earn mechanics in Skydos.
Yeah, well, I mean, like especially in a place where game projects are like all over the place right now,
Mhm.
especially on like game blockchain projects. So yeah, I think combining all of that factors will probably give you a headache to think how to like make the users attracted to your
Mhm.
project, at all time.
Yes, we want the users
Yeah,
engaged, definitely.
yeah. So moving to the last question here
Ooh, mhm.
from XHA98. May
Mhm.
we know about your game levels and its difficulty, and what are the requirements I must have to
Oh.
play the game?
Okay, so there might be a misunderstanding there in the question. So, our the platform, the service that we're planning to provide is a metaverse platform. So, our what we're developing here, Skydos in itself is not exactly a game. It is more something along the lines of I can't come up with a good example right off the top of my head, but it's a metaverse platform, so it's more of users communicating with each other in a virtual land. So, uh, and I think the latter part of the question is, what are the requirements I must have to play the game? Okay, so and the difficulty of the game. So, so to not to sound mean or anything, but to correct to make slight corrections. Our platform is not exactly a game. There are options where users can play games so that they can play to earn, and these again kind of goes back to the previous question, where are the options that we're going to provide are going to range from idle type of games to action type of games to different kinds of games. So of course, idle type of games is more of a brain game, so you don't user player skills are not that it's more of on the head side rather than the finger side. And of course,
Mhm.
we're going to have games that are more focused on the fingers and reflex side of games. But there are many other ways. If gaming's not your thing, of course, people have the opportunity to again be a, let's say, a landowner, and then make a passive income that way, or they can explore opportunities and how they would like to utilize virtual land. So many ways that users can be engaged in that sense. So if you're not exactly a gamer and you were kind enough to find Skydos interesting, my I guess the thing I could explain is that don't worry, Skydos is not a gamer central platform. We're open to the public. We're trying to be as welcoming to anybody as possible. So you don't have to be pro gamer man in order to be a part of our community. You don't have to be pro gamer girl to be a part of our you can be just you and you'll be fine.
I mean, I think part of it, part of like the reason why they ask or like the mistaken your
Mhm,
project to a game project is because the metaverse.
mhm.
Like usually they see a lot of like projects goes with metaverse and gaming, and
Definitely,
like
definitely.
yeah, a lot of that happens, and a lot of popular projects are like mostly game metaverse.
Mhm.
So
Exactly, exactly.
yeah, I
And
think
that
I
those
think
are
that's
yeah.
probably yeah, that's probably why they mistook your project to like a
Mhm.
game project.
And it's and to all the gaming projects out there, and I think those are excellent it's it's because it's a lot more difficult to explain Skydos to somebody who isn't aware of Skydos. Like, what is when people ask what is Skydos, it's very difficult to explain in a short amount of time because we're trying to explore so many possibilities. And then as opposed to if you were focused on a game with our platform provides this game service, and in that when and then they're excellent at it. It's that's how, I mean, that's where gaming is. That's where the field I come from literally is. So that we're an if there was a company that says, hey, we're an RPG platform and we excel at making RPG, that's an excellent approach too. It's just that in our case, that's not exactly the case with Skydomes. Yeah. So yes, yeah, no, I mean, there are different approaches to the same kind of problem, and yeah, and I'm terribly sorry, and it probably doesn't help that I keep reiterating that I come from a gaming background, but no, but yes, yes, our platform is open to non-gamer people as well.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much sums up the Q&A section that we have
Oh, did
today.
I lose connection or?
Yeah,
Oh, here we go.
unfortunately.
Mhm.
So right
No, no,
now
no.
we're
I'm sorry. I
gonna
spoke too much.
it's fine. I mean, you gave a lot of helpful information for like the
Hopefully.
viewers and for yeah, for me personally.
Okay.
And yeah, I think a lot of us quite learn, much more through this live session. And yeah, that's just amazing. But for
Thank you so much.
now, we're gonna announce the giveaway winners that
Yay.
we have right here. So this is for the pre-live giveaway, just to clarify. Yeah, so
Mm.
would you like to press the start button. I mean,
Oh,
okay, thank
wow.
you.
Okay. I didn't think that was gonna. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm sorry. This is my first time. I didn't think that was gonna.
Yeah, so
Congratulations.
it's like a random generator.
I didn't think that was gonna work like that. That's insane. That's crazy. That's so cool. So,
Yeah, it's you seem new
congratulations.
to this kind of app.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's obvious. Yeah, I must make it too obvious. I'm so sorry. Congratulations, winners. I missed the names.
Congratulations,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, but yeah.
So later on, after our live today, we will post full instructions on our platforms on our social channels. So those who have your name shown on the screen before, please come and claim your reward after this. And yeah, the $100 will all be yours. And oh yeah, we still have the mini game right from Skydoze. So yeah, would you take the honor and call for action to your mini game event?
Oh, let's see here. Give me a second here. I'm sorry. What was this? I'm actually a little lost here. Was there something we were going to? I must have missed it on the program.
So
I'm sorry,
the
because you.
team, yeah, so we have the mini game link from your project in our description actually right here, right down here.
Uh-huh,
Um,
uh-huh.
So your team said that you guys are hosting a mini game on Skydoze and they posted on your socials. Would you like to go over the description and the requirements to join that?
Yes, give me a second here. I am so sorry. Let's see here. I'm sorry. I am totally bamboozled right now. Let's see here. There's the let's see. Oh, yes, that's the oh man, that's the event we're doing on let's see. That was on Telegram and I think on Discord too. There is a oh shoot, I'm so sorry. I've needed to be prepared for this. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm drawing a complete blank right now. I'm so sorry. Gosh, it's let's see. Oh man, this is bad. I'm so could is there a way that oh man. Let's see here.
I mean, well, since then, I think you just have to call for users to, click on that link and, you know, just join them
Basically,
themselves.
yeah, no, a lot of our let's see. So again, our so the thing about is what we want users to do basically is join us on Telegram pretty much, and we want users to of course follow because this goes into the whole earlier where we were talking about how our NFT land sale is actually coming, public sale is literally coming right around the corner. And I'm sorry that I don't have the requirements right off the top of my head right now. This is something I needed to be briefed on, but what we want users to be is basically participate by following us on Telegram or not. Don't you don't? Of course, the link is for Telegram, but you can definitely follow us on Discord, Twitter, any of the social outlets that we have provided, and then have a chance to win $150 worth, and basically also this you can which you can then use to seize piece of land within Skydos, and when that sale hits, it's going to be public, it's going to be open for everybody, and but supplies are limited. So, but if you miss the first window, we're going to have more sales down the road. So yeah, go. We want definitely seize the opportunity. Follow us on. I think this event specifically is for Telegram, but follow us there. And then join the community. Ask about us. Talk about ask us questions there. We'll have officials that can answer questions there, and then yeah, and then get a chance to win $150 and learn about the latest information about Skydos and when that land sale is going to hit, so you could be there and ready.
Great. So yeah, you heard the call. So guys, come join the link on our description box right here, and you guys can earn up to $150. Yeah. So I think, yeah, that pretty much sums up our conversation today, Kenji. It was a very huge pleasure talking to you, and having the chance to host Skydo's on Barmy Live AMA section. So before we wrap up, would you like to say any last word to our audience who are
Oh,
watching this right now?
yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here, and thank you for tolerating my long answers because I try to keep things short, and they just never end up being short. You can see how the project kind of snowballed into this giant project. But thank you for having me here. Thank you for listening, and thank you for wanting to know about Skydos. And learning about Skydos, and hopefully, if we'll you're interested in our project more and you would like to follow us more, and definitely follow B Army for subscribe to their channel. They're awesome. Thank for having us here, and for giving us this opportunity to talk with our community and newcomers as well. So follow us all, follow everybody here, and and again, though, thank you mostly for everybody's time. I'm very, very appreciative of that.
Yeah, thank you for your time as well. So, guys, once again, follow us on Telegram, on Twitter, and a lot
Yeah.
of other social platforms, and also follow Skydoze on their social channels that we have posted all the links down here. And yeah, just to say that, well, thank you for staying tuned until the end and watching us here and talking to us. Um, and yeah, Kenji, it's time to say goodbye now. So I just hope to see you next time.
Definitely very excited to be able to have this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes. Bye bye.